9:27 to go. So we see the Dixon Circus shot, the Sands tough angle shot. I mean, how about Will Sands? You want to talk about a job of recruiting. Joe Connor Jr. is the recruiting coordinator. He's done a great job. Will Sands was the 49th best prospect in all of lacrosse, according to InsideLacrosse.com, coming into this season. And he's blossoming before our very eyes.
He certainly is. That, again, was a veteran play by a kid. And, you know, we could call him a kid. At least I can. Maybe not you. But we can call him a kid at my age. By a youngster, if you will, out there. He's, as you said, growing right before our eyes.
So it's the largest lead of the afternoon for Bucknell. Holy Cross looking for a counter. Lefty shot goes wide right. Holy Cross there to race it down, going left to right in your monitor in their purple jerseys. Holy Cross 3-3 in the season after going 3-12 and 1-7 in conference play last year. It's a new regime for the Crusaders, and they're doing very well. The ball is popped loose, and it's taken away by Brock Gelfie. Right place at the right time for Gelfster.
Boy, you're right. I don't know how he was able to slide that out of the cross of the Holy Cross player that time. I'm not even sure who had it in his cross. Could have been Lux over there, but whatever the case, that was a great defensive play by Gelfie. And now it's Holy Cross, which is experiencing some turnover issues. Remember, Bucknell was bugabooed by that for the first 5 minutes of the first quarter here today, Justin.
So Bucknell will slow things down for a matter of moments. Just about 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 6-4 Bucknell leads in a conference clash. Two teams that are both 2-1 in league play. 2 of 4 teams tied for first in a bunched-up Patriot League. And that's going to be a brief turnover by Bucknell. The ball is still loose. Flibbit turned it over. A lot of slashing and fighting going on. It's eventually going to be won by Holy Cross. Flibbit with a miscue.
Yeah, that time it was just like what happened at the other end of the field. I don't know how it came out of Thomas's cross, but it somehow did, and that led to that flurry, and ultimately it went out of bounds off a Bucknell player.
McKenna, nice spin move against Ben Keller. Ben Keller, great guy, one of the captains on this Bison squad. Great defender. Man, if you can skip by Ben Keller, you're a pretty good midfielder, and that's the case with McKenna. Shot, knee save by Grimberg. The ball takes a fortuitous bounce to McKenna. Shot by Vogel, wide left. Who's going to chase it down? That would have been his 4th goal of this game.
Wow, he may not. I mean, he has some pretty good looks there in that first quarter and early of the second. I don't know if he's going to get a better look than that, though, Justin. I mean, he was right on the doorstep, and he just missed it wide left. And what a great save by Grinberg on the initial shot, which was about 15, 20 yards straight in front of the goal.
You know, Sammy G just had a tough day on Tuesday, and Federaki yanked him, and, you know, maybe he is coming in with a little chip on his shoulder a little bit.
Well, he has given up, obviously, a handful of goals to this point, 4, but that was a terrific save that time. And Coach Federaka's known to pull goalkeepers. He did it, and Sam Granberg got actually some action a couple of years ago when Kyle Feeney was pulled. He was an All-Patriot League goalkeeper.
In that midweek game against Drexel. It was kind of deja vu 4 years later.
Exactly.
So Holy Cross will swing it around. They're going to go counterclockwise here. Wilkinson's going to redirect traffic at the 20. Oh, look at that sling. Stick save by Grimberg.
Wow, that was a great pass all the way across the field that time, and right on the corner was Gall, and that was just, as you said, a terrific save right in the net of Sam Grinberg.
Sammy G, the New York native, coming through. 6-4 Bison lead, looking to extend their largest lead of the afternoon. Here comes Kyle Shanahan.
This could be a very, very important offensive set here. If Bucknell does get a 3-goal lead, look for Coach Lattimore of Holy Cross to take a TO. But going to be a turnover. The Bison weren't able to get it into the offensive end quickly enough.
It's funny you mentioned timeouts. Neither team's taken a timeout thus far.
We were barraged with timeouts on Tuesdays.
Exactly. As the dump to the 50-yard line leads to a clear for Holy Cross. Keller is double teaming him, and Keller's going to jar the ball loose, and look at him scoop that ball up. But then it's picked up by Holy Cross.
Hot potato out there, Justin.
and the pass goes wide. That'll be a turnover. His pass was intended for Vogel. Well,
Yeah.
Keller had it, and then I think as he was trying to cradle, the ball just kind of went 20 yards behind him.
I'll tell you what, though. I think Holy Cross saw a great 2-on-1 advantage, and they rushed it too much that time. Had a little bit more time to play with, but, when you're down 2 goals and you don't want to go down a third, you try and sometimes tend to rush things, and I think that ended up hurting the purple and white.
Here's Sean O'Brien, a freshman out of Bethesda, Maryland, number 6 in white. He's going to be a really good player. Coaches rave about this kid's skill set as only a freshman. I mean, you got some freshmen getting their feet wet right away, and O'Brien and Sands.
No pun intended with the rain falling, feet wet.
Here comes Doyle. He finds Will Sands over to the top to O'Brien. That shot's going to go behind the net wide.
Now, you may look at that shot right there, Justin, and say, why take that? But, you need to take some shots just to loosen up the defense. And in lacrosse, if you're closest to it and it goes out of bounds, you get possession again anyway.
I agree, and I think that was the problem with Bucknell early on, why they were behind. Until Flibbit ripped that shot, I think they were just passing a little bit too much. And like you said, they were a bit tentative in the first 6 minutes or so.
And they didn't spread out the field much. You can see now Bucknell's offense is much more spread out.
Ryan Joseph is checked back in. He's adjacent to the goal. He's going to find Doyle. Doyle pump fakes, now bring it back.
Well, that's great defense by the Crusaders that time.
And back to Joseph, who's double-teamed. I mean, somebody's open. It's Will Sands, who's getting harassed behind the cage. Sands going to dodge the left. His pass going to be way too strong, and Keller's going to try and get it. Keller's saying he was hooked. Is there going to be a flag?
I think they're just going to say it went out of bounds off of Holy Cross that time, and Bucknell will retain possession. I don't think the official wanted to throw the flag that time, and it's probably the best of both worlds. Don't want to give anybody a flag and a man advantage when you could just give the possession back to the other team, and I think it's the right call.
Light mist continues to fall here from Christine Mathewson Memorial Stadium. Bison leads 6-4. Dixon has 2 goals for the Bison. He had 3 goals all season long. They find Kyle Shanahan at the 45. Shanahan cradles with his left hand. He's going to spin right. He'll kick it to Joseph. Joseph leads the team with 14 goals. Pass to Sands. Over to Doyle. Shot. It's a goal. Sean Doyle, 2nd of the game, 11th of the season. And the junior out of Lloyd Harbor, New York, is having a tremendous junior campaign. He now has a point in 36 consecutive games, the 8th longest active streak in Division I lacrosse.
Tic-tac-toe that time. Get it behind the cage, and Sands able to get it to Doyle. And Doyle, as you said, did what he needed to do to put it in.